So, not a lot has gone on in the news cycle in the last 24 hours. I'm joking. Of course, there's been quite a few things that's gone on in the news cycle within the last 24 hours. I'm just not going to cover that right now. I know people are going to talk about Kamala Harris VP pick, a guy named Tim Waltz, a person out of Minnesota that pretty much no one has ever heard of outside of that that region of the country. I'm just gonna say it. Most people don't think or care about Minnesota. No, this to to Minnesotans, um, but yeah, we've never heard of this guy. He's like the Timu version of Bernie Sanders. Um, but other than that, that's not what this topic is about. But I will say I will I will entertain questions not specifically about today's topic, only because today's topic is actually about brainstorming about future topics. So this is sort of a meta live stream today. So the reason being is that I wanted to do something new for you guys, so but it's experimental for me, which is I want to do more interviews. So the very first live stream I ever did almost 2 years ago was with another YouTube content creator on who goes by whose YouTube channel is called Glam Lux. Her name is Marie. She's a Filipina. We talked about relationships and how passport bros might benefit from dating women in the Philippines. And I thought this could be something I could expand on in future videos and make more content on. So I actually plan on doing so. So I do run a private Facebook group in which there's a number of women who often do scintillating things, either in my group or in other groups, for the entertainment of men. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be nice for me to offer them a way to make money that doesn't involve them doing anything um, passionate? So I'm going to do that. However, I couldn't get anyone to come on to today's live stream. I would have liked a few people to have done so. Excuse me, just adjusting myself. And didn't have any takers. Besides, it's like a 12-hour difference. So for them, it's afternoon. They're doing things. But a lot of these women, I'm going to be frank, just aren't. They're just lazy. I'm just going to be blunt. Like, they would much rather do things that objectify themselves than come on here and just talk with people and get paid for doing that. And I told them and I was telling them the motive for me is merely that I would get more eyeballs here on the channel and hopefully subscribers as well. That's the payment for me. Plus, I get more watchable hours. Those watchable hours would allow me to then start playing ads during the videos, which is more revenue for me. So I don't mind paying them for that. Um, but some people just rather be 304s. However, I will have some interviews coming up for you guys, um, from women who would like to do this, and just talk with you guys. Maybe some of them might be looking for men. Um, some of them might just want to expand their social media profile. That's cool. So I have those in the works. I'm not gonna say whom just yet, but I do have some in the works. However, I didn't have one lined up for today as I had initially hoped. Um, so that being said, we're gonna get into that topic, which is, my future plans for the things I want to do in a live stream. And by the way, if you can hear it, I do have on some more AI generated music this time. Some American Indian, indigenous American music, flute music, that is. Sounds pretty cool. Um, Let me time out a few trolls. Some people are just weird. Another, and to expand on how some of these women wouldn't want to come and just do like a cool interview, as opposed to some of the things they do on Facebook and other places for money. And like I said, it's very 304ish to keep it civil here. Um, it also goes into whom you should avoid when you go overseas and date, particularly in places like Southeast Asia and Latin America. The ones who are dressed provocatively, you should avoid. The ones who live in and around red light districts, you should avoid. For all my men who are passport bros or expats, or soon to be expats, or just guys who are touring overseas but also like to maybe sow their oats as well. Nothing wrong with that, as long as it's done responsibly. So, but yeah, but for the ones who are actually looking to not just sow their oats, but actually like date someone long term, have a relationship, there are certain women you should avoid. I'm gonna speak specifically about the Philippines, as that is with whom I've had the most contact. But this may also apply to other Southeast Asian countries in general, and some of it applies to some of these Latin American countries as well. But I'm gonna just speak specifically about the Philippines. So, and this may be upsetting to some folks. Um, People always want the provincial girls, the girls who live in the provinces outside of Manila and Cebu, because there's this mistaken thought that province girls are more innocent than the city girls of Manila and Cebu. Here's the thing: it's actually quite the opposite. The city girls of Manila and Cebu aren't fast as people think they are. Actually, they're the ones most likely to live at a higher SES level, to speak intelligible English, and to be less likely ones who get pregnant at an early age. A lot of the girls in the provinces, they're they don't go. They Some of them have never even been outside their province, and a lot of them, their contact with the outside world is mainly through television and the internet. So they try to mimic what they see on there, and a lot of them, let's be frank, there's not much to do in the countryside. So a lot of them get pregnant at early ages. A lot of them are the ones who are most likely to be the scammers. A lot of them tend to be highly religious. which is nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of cults in the Philippines that are in the rural provinces. There's even one cult, I won't even name them on here. I'm not, nah, well, I'm not scared of them. I live here, but I plan on going back to the Philippines. So I might name them at another day. But there's a particular uh, um, Jose Rizal type cult, which acts almost like an organized criminal organization over there. And if you know what I'm, which if you know which church I'm talking about, then good for you. But there's a lot of these Rizal type cults over there. Jose Rizal is sort of like the George Washington of the Philippines. So in some ways, his persona has been used in ways very cult-like over there, mixed in with Catholicism. It's very weird. But in any case, the girls in the province are more likely to be in these little cultish groups, more likely to get have children at a young age, more likely to scam foreigners because they come from very poor places, and we'll see these guys as just a come up. Uh, the ones who are of darker skin tend to have low self concepts, and in doing so, will often not be very not be very high value. Trying to be nice. Also, you shouldn't be dating aside from the province girls. You shouldn't be dating girls who are sex workers, and they come in many varieties. They are the bar girls, and I don't care what these bar girls tell you. Oh, I'm a dancer, or I'm a bartender, or I work at the door. All of them are bar girls because all of them can receive a bar fine. They receive a bar fine. They are bar girls. If you ask me what a bar fine is, again, this is not unique to the Philippines. You'll see this in parts of Latin America and other parts of Southeast Asia as well, in other parts of Asia. Um, the bar girls are women who receive a bar fine. The bar fine is basically either a fee you pay to the bar or do you pay to the girl to take them from the bar to spend time with you. And you can use your imagination of how they spend their time together. For some bar girls, you can spend your time with them there in in private rooms in those places. And no, I haven't done this, but I know some of these girls, and I know some of these guys who've dated these girls. That's how I know. But no, I have not done it. The reason I haven't, not because I'm a prude or anything like that, but um, because it's not exactly illegal there either. The reason I haven't done it is because I really don't frequent bars because I don't drink. So, but they're not your only sex workers there. They're also the so-called freelancers. Some of these girls are also bar girls, but also do stuff on the side, or they're girls that haven't been hired at the bars, but will frequent bars and places around the bars and look for guys who want to spend time with them. They're also the massage therapists. They're legit massage therapists, and then there are the freelance massage therapists who do what they call extra service. These are not women you should date, not at all. And then there's other ones who are online who are like the webcam girls, the OnlyFans girls. There's no OnlyFans girls in the Philippines because the government has banned OnlyFans there. Um, they've pretty much come down pretty hard on pornography in the Philippines because they were embarrassed a few years ago when it showed that Filipinos are the highest viewers of pornography in the world. um, that that gave them a bad look. And they spent the most time watching it as well. Any case, so the government has come down pretty hard on that sort of thing. So no OF girls in the Philippines, but there are some, but they are on some of those other sites that are very much like OnlyFans. So those are girls you should also avoid dating. Um, then there's some girls who just do a lot of stuff on Facebook, and these are some of the girls who I might interview on this channel to so you can see their side of life and why they do these things. Um, some of these people are really nice, but they're just not someone you probably want to date. At least I wouldn't. If you choose to do so, that's cool. But these are some of the people I might interview, not the other category of SEX workers that I just mentioned, but the ones who are on Facebook and will basically be on there looking for what they term sponsors. They're looking for foremen dumb enough to spend their money on them just for showing them pictures and videos of themselves um, that they take on their phone. They, I wouldn't date them. But again, some of them are very sweet, and I talk with some of them. A lot of them are tend to be single mothers trying to get by. Usually, they have no marketable skills, either because they didn't finish school or they may have finished school, but then they got pregnant because a lot of them are province girls again, and didn't go on to like either college or trade school. And uh, I want to be clear, a lot of Filipinas are college educated, a lot of them. So the ones who don't go on to do so probably didn't have the aptitude to do so, or they're just lazy because there's also in the Philippines a whole part of the government that is set up just to teach people trades after high school, which is free for them. There's a whole there's a whole department of the government over there that allows them to learn trades, which is free. I wish they had that here. They even have they even have 4-year colleges there that are community colleges. Like we don't have 4-year community colleges here in the US. We have 2-year community colleges, and you still have to pay out of pocket for them. The ones here, I mean, the ones there, they have 4-year community colleges, and if you qualify, they're free. So again, they have many routes to receiving a secondary a post secondary education. So the ones who don't take advantage of it, you have to question why. Um, so guys, again, so I'm going to interview some women, and again, some of them may be of this that came from this harder lifestyle. They will still deserve respect. So if I put them on the channel, I'm gonna make sure that trolls get instantly banned if they're rude to these women. Um, but I might interview some of them. Might interview some other folks as well from maybe a higher social strata. And again, both women should be deserving of due respect here on the channel. But I think you might find it entertaining to talk with them and hear them talk with me and talk about their lives. I might have some dudes on as well, um, but I know what the algorithm likes, or at least I think I do. So I'm going to try to do more of that, and we'll see how it goes. I don't see any of my regulars in the channel right now. I'm just seeing trolls. So I may end this prematurely, but I just wanted to get that out that I'm looking at plans for future live streams where I do some interviews, mostly with people overseas, mostly women overseas, and the places that I've been, particularly the Philippines. And we'll see how that goes. I think it, I think it'll go pretty swell. Um, of course, I'm gonna probably play it at an earlier time when I can get some of my regulars to watch with me, and probably during a time where there's more people who might actually be able to watch because I'm not getting that right now. I see that I have a low turnout. Maybe that's due to the topic. Maybe it's due to me, which is fine if it is. I mean, it's not fine, but I understand. Or, like I said, you know, as it gets late, you just get more lower value people to watch because those are the sort of people up at this time in the U.S. But we'll see. Um, and like I said, one of the things I would like to do with those interviews, I hope to see some of the super chats go in because those super chats will actually go to the ladies whom I'm interviewing. Like I said, I'll tell them frankly, what I get out of it is views and subscribers. They get the money, so it's a win-win situation for us. So I wish I had some of my regulars on here because I would like to ask them, hey, how do you guys feel about that situation? But what I will say is, once I upload this and people see this on the replay, if any of my regulars see this on the replay, I would be interested on your thoughts in the comment section. You know, should I do some? Should I do some of these interviews, or if they think it's a bad turn or whatever? Either way, I'm going to at least do one or two to get a feel from how for people how they think about it. Because so far, the only people, like I said, I've interviewed was my YouTube friend Marie at Glam Lux, and I've obviously had my wife on the channel. But I waited almost almost a year and a half to 2 years before I showed my wife on the channel because I was not going to use her as a path to becoming monetized. I think that would have been kind of lowbrow. I'd rather keep her as a valuable guest on my channel than make it all about her. Like I've seen people, and again, I'm not gonna call out any particular YouTube vloggers, but I've seen some of these YouTube vloggers basically just use their women as eye candy in their channels to get views, and that's what they want to do. More power to them, but I think it's pretty bad taste that you have to show off your chick's TNA to get views. Of course, I guess it helps when that girlfriend is also a porn star. But again, I'm not going there. And if you know whom I'm talking about in Thailand, then there you go. I'm not gonna say any more about that. Um, but yeah, like I said, I only saw a few people here today, but I would be interested in getting some thoughts from my regulars that on that possibility that I'm going to have some interviews going on with some of these ladies who come from interesting backgrounds, and particularly places like the Philippines and maybe also Thailand and Japan. We'll see and see if people respond well to that. I'm gonna give it a few minutes, and if I don't see any valuable comments, especially from my regulars, then I'm just gonna end this pretty early, and this can just be seen on replay of me kind of just giving voice to some thoughts on how I can progress doing some things on this channel by showing other people here besides myself. I still have a workout video coming. Unfortunately, the place where I was set up to do my workout video is now being occupied because we have more family in the house now, and now I don't have the space that I wanted to do it inside. But I might still do it outside. I wanted to do it inside because I wanted people to see that this is like a good fitness or martial arts workout routine that they could do practically anywhere. So to have it in the house would show that they can yet also do it in the house in the comfort of their bedroom or family room or personal gym that they have one, their garage, their backyard, doesn't matter. But I do have a workout video coming out, but I just now have to find a different space than what I had initially intended. Or I should have done it. I should have done it last week, as I had said, and I would have had the space. But do I have any other like actual like comments or questions besides some of these weird comments I've received? And no need more bullets. I'm comfortable with how I look, my dude. I'm not shaving my head. I'm good. I like just keeping it cut close. I just keep it close, a, a close Caesar cut on the cut on the one. I guess yeah. I guess I go against the grain on the one because I cut it myself. I'm good with that. And as far as the beard, I'm not growing out a beard. That's not how I rock. Some people can do the whole Philly beard thing if they want. I'm not. And no shade to people who have a beard. That's just not my thing. I have a chiseled, I have a chiseled chin, so I like showing it. People with a soft chin probably are better off having a beard. But like I said, to each his own. I know what my personal like. It's good to know your own personal style for your own self image. Besides that, for a long time, I couldn't even grow a full beard. I think I can now, but I'm not into the whole salt and pepper thing, except like rocking a 5 o'clock shadow. Like this is the most I let it go is a 5 o'clock shadow. So to answer your question, I wasn't ignoring you. But also, guys, I hope you is like if you're watching this either now or in a replay, I hope you appreciate me just giving you a little insight into the type of women you should not pick when you're in the Philippines. Like I said, I'm not going to say all province girls are bad. What I am saying is, again, you're going to find the most problematic Filipinas in the provinces because they tend to be poor. So they're the ones that's more likely to scam you. And I'm not saying all poor girls scam you. Again, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying because of the extreme poverty in some of these places, these girls are more willing to be the scammers that you find online. Most of them, the ones you find online, you're gonna find out most of them are from provinces. They're not gonna be from Metro Manila, where you find the wealthiest people in the Philippines. Also, um, you're gonna find a lot of people who are involved in cults in the provinces. And if you think I'm joking or exaggerating, you can go to the docu series Taboo. They used to be on the Nat Geo channel, and unfortunately, I'm not sure where they show Taboo anymore. It might be on YouTube because YouTube does have National Geographic Channel has its own YouTube channel, so they show a lot of their content on there for free. But you can also find it on Hulu and Disney Plus. which have basically merged anyway. So it's just all Disney Plus really now. But you can find a lot of Nat Geo channel content there. But I have not seen any of their docu series Taboo on there as of yet, unfortunately. Which is because it's a really great show. It's really something that highlights what National Geographic is all about. Perhaps you can find on YouTube, but like I said, a lot of the stuff that they were showing when it came to taboo stuff often fell into like parts of Southeast Asia, particularly in the Philippines. They used to show these cults. There's these, like I said, there's these Jose Rizal cults, which kind of mix a worship of Jose Rizal with Catholicism. Pretty weird. And like I said, there's a one particular Christian cult within the Philippines that actually acts like a criminal organization over there. And again, I'm not gonna call out their specific name. I think I've done on a previous video like a year ago. But as I'm going back to the Philippines, I'm not gonna put them out there like that just because I don't want to cause attention to someone who might be an adherent of them watching my channel and then using that against me when I'm overseas. Because that's literally how bad they are. Um, and then, like I said, another thing that I was sure would shock a lot of people is, like I said, when I was saying people to avoid, is a lot of the darker skinned Filipinas have a huge problem with their self image because of colorism in the Philippines, which started with the Spaniards colonizing them. So they're very self conscious about that. And you'll find the ones who are of darker skin, whether morenas, they call the ones of like brown skin morenas, and then the ones who are even darker skin, they might call negro or something else. I forgot the other word they have, but they're not talking about black people. They're talking about dark skin Filipinas or Filipinos, and they tend to be discriminated against, and because of that, they have self-image problems. They're not Those who have those self-image problems are not the good ones to date. Some of them seek solace in actually dating only foreigners, and that's problematic too because the ones who will only date foreigners, um, and again, it depends, but some of the ones who only date foreigners because they're rejected by their local men, aside from having self-image issues, they may be the ones who are always trying to look for a sponsor from a foreigner. So you gotta be wary of that. And again, that's not particularly salient to my topic. How it overlaps with my topic though is that the some of these sorts of girls are people I might invite for interviews, so that people who can get an insight into their lives. And of course, if people decide they want to date them, more power to them. Like I'll give out their social if the girls want to let people know what their social is so they can contact them either for the purposes of looking into a relationship or some friendship or other. But what I won't be doing is doing any sort of dating service. It won't be anything like that. It will be literally it will be literally just me talking to them, getting some insight about their lives, um, and stuff like that. And like I said, they'll be able to respond to the chat room, stuff like that, so they can talk with you guys in real time. But it's not going to be any sort of dating service. We're not doing any trafficking here. It will be um, strictly like learning about people that people may not be very familiar with unless they are in these small niche circles within like Facebook and some of these other social media platforms where you might see some of these ladies looking for foreign men or looking to entertain foreign men. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna get off because I've had a very low audience turnout on this, and I can't say particularly why. I don't know if it's the given topic. I don't know if it's the time of night, but usually even during this time of night, it's actually a lot of people. There might be something on that competes with this. Again, I'm not very sports savvy, so if people are choosing, I don't know, the Olympics or some other professional sports at this time, that's cool. We can't every live stream can't be a winner. I mean, every live stream can be a winner, but I would say every live stream won't be a winner. Rather, so cool beans. But if you guys do have any comments, once I upload this, you can watch this on replay. Like I said, you can use the comment section to leave your thoughts, questions, queries, criticisms, etc. So I'll give it a few minutes and then I think we will end this live stream. Okay. But to recap, I plan on doing in some of these live streams some interviews with ladies and maybe a few fellas as well about their lives, their trials and tribulations, um, living overseas. Maybe I might even interview some other vloggers or travelers. We'll see how that goes. But that is some of my future plans with the live streams. I want to do a little bit more interviews. Hopefully, I also have Mrs. Contrarian on some more if she's interested. I think she would be. It, it's more just a matter of scheduling with her. So we'll see. But again, I don't think I'm missing any messages here. I think I just didn't get any. So just playing around with this chat filter button a little bit to see. But look, like I caught everything that I wanted to catch. But if you guys are particularly moved, please give me a like and a subscribe. It means a lot. Um, like I said, I would love to receive a super thanks. Um, because I can receive a super thanks whether this is live or you're watching it on replay. I can always receive a super thanks. So I'm always gracious to have that. Or you can just hit me up directly at my Cash App, and I do have that link in my description. But it's $ Page Enterprises LLC. That's my Cash App. Excuse me. I also have another Cash App, which is $ Just A Contrarian, and I have my Venmo as well, which is also Page Enterprises LLC. Or you can just buy me a coffee. I have the link for the app in my description. Buy me a coffee. I literally drink coffee every day. I just had some about 2, 3 hours ago, even though it doesn't look like it because I'm getting tired. But I did have some 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 hours ago. But it just shows that I can drink coffee in the evening because I can metabolize it better than others. Some people can't metabolize caffeine well, so for some folks, if they drink coffee anytime after 5 p.m., they're up. I wish I wish it did that to me. Even as a beginning coffee drinker, long time ago when I was 24, and yes, I didn't drink coffee till I was 24. Um, Even then, like uh, what was it, 25, 24, 25. Anyway, the point being, even then when I first drank it, it it wouldn't keep me up like that. Like I'm not as sensitive to caffeine as others where my body can't metabolize it. It will metabolize it. So for good or for bad. I don't know. I don't know which, but I've had some a few hours ago, and I'm already starting to crash, which is good because it's midnight. I want to get up early, run, do some shadow boxing before work. I feel accomplished when I get up early and get that done. um, and I missed the gym today too, so bad contrarian, bad contrarian. But yeah, so I don't mind ending this a little bit prematurely since there wasn't much to go off, and hopefully I can give you something more exciting for you guys later because unlike some YouTubers, I don't blame my audience when when a video doesn't do well. I blame myself. I'm the content creator. You For some YouTubers out there who blame their audience for not a good not a good uh, a good video outcome. That's kind of crazy. Some of these guys are. Well, I'm gonna leave it alone. But some of these guys are just off, just off the wall, sitting there like smearing their audience for them not agreeing with them, and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so guys, future interviews coming up. John Fan Muay Thai. I said John Fan Jikundo Muay Thai workout coming out soon. Um, Mrs. Contrarian will be back. Huh. And it looks like it's about to be a lightning storm. So good thing I didn't go do a midnight run today. Um, but I will catch you guys later. Like I said, I don't see any feedback here. If there might be people trying to leave comments and it's just not showing because people are saying something that goes against the algorithm. If people are writing certain comments have that hit certain trigger words, YouTube aren't they're not going to publish those comments. It has nothing. I'm not blocking anything from my end. Um, that is the algorithm doing that, and well, some people have been having some issues with YouTube. I'm not. I'm neutral on it because I'm fairly new to this whole experience, and I just literally became a YouTube partner less than a month ago. So I was mad you called me Zab Judah. I actually said Zab Judah is an awesome boxer. And my point with you is that you were talking about something that had nothing related to my topic. That was my point. Um, I don't I don't know why you didn't grab that. Zab Judah is an awesome boxer, man from I think he's from Brooklyn, and he was a fly dude in his heyday. So I would have no beef with that. My point is you were trying to derail my conversation. And I don't know about all that. Um, I don't even know if he boxes professionally anymore. I think he has his own gym. I have no clue. But the shadow boxing I do is like, um, well, if you check my bio or see my previous videos, I do martial arts. No, um, John Fan Jikundo, Muay Thai, little boxing, of course. Boxing is important in Jikundo. Savat, Savat is French kickboxing. A little bit of judo, taekwondo, kali, salat, those sorts of things. So That's how I shadow box. And then sometimes I use my stick routines, the Kali sticks or our knee sticks, whatever you want to call them, or screamer sticks. Michael Jai White, eh, I'll say he's in a very So let me just say the good things first. I think he's a very accomplished martial artist, and he's a very physically fit guy. However, I think he talks a lot of shit, and he's not a real fighter. Talking about all the fights you've had in the past, which have which have been either in the streets or that were not professional, don't really count. Like, people can't verify street fights, so it's I can't go off that. It's like I've been in street fights, but I'm not gonna say I'm this super tough guy because I've been in street fights, because I can't verify to you guys what I have and haven't done with these street fights, because they haven't been recorded by anyone for public, for public view, right? Also, he'll upload videos on his on his channels, or where he does some content saying he fought this MMA guy or this and that, and he's just sparring with these people. Sparring with an MMA contender is not fighting them. Like, I can spar with MMA people. Um, that doesn't mean I fought them. Sparring someone and fighting them is two different things. Sparring is a training tool. Like, the closest you come to actually fighting someone is hard sparring, and I haven't seen videos of him hard sparring with people. I'll tell you someone who has loaded videos of them hard sparring with top fighters, MMA shredded Jeff Chan. His channel I would highly recommend, MMA shredded with Jeff Chan. He's a former MMA fighter and a former Muay Thai boxer, and now he just makes content, but he still will hard spar with people. He just did some hard sparring with a 5-time Muay Thai champion who was twice his size. That that to me is credible. What Michael Jai White does is not credible. I mean, and I and I'm going to say this too. His style I don't really respect either. Kyokushin karate. They try to say like this is the most toughest form of karate, but they don't even hit to the face. So is that facts? People be trying to ego spar too. Yeah, yeah. So that's another problem. That people who try to spar too hard can't fight, because if you say, "Hey, let's light spar," and the other person agrees, and then they keep going hard, they don't know what they're doing. Like, light sparring isn't. There's no ego in light sparring. Light sparring is just exchanging techniques, working on your footwork, working on your evasion, working your combos, stuff like that. It's not about trying to hurt the other person. If you're going to do that, you should just up and fight. Like, don't do that. Hard sparring is the tool that's most akin to fighting. But again, even in hard sparring, it's not 100%. And I would say in hard sparring, you might say like, I don't know what, 50%, like 50% power to the head, like 70% power to the body. It's not an all out fight. But that's the closest you're gonna get to like actually fighting as a training tool, is hard sparring. But people who want to just go at it 90 to 100%, they're dangerous. They're dangerous to their sparring partners, and they're dangerous to themselves. Skarbowski, I'm not familiar with him. Is he an MMA guy, boxer, Nakmoy? Not familiar. Muay Thai. Yeah, I haven't heard of him. Like, I'm guessing he's American. Like the people I follow in Muay Thai are mostly from overseas. Super Bond, Sanchai, Superlek, Stamp, Fairtax, um, Supergirl. Um, he's a white dude. He looked like he ain't none, but he was messing up dudes in the '90s. No, I haven't heard of him. I'll tell you who I heard of in the '90s, who was a badass white dude, probably one of the baddest of Muay Thai fighters from outside of Thailand was Raymond Decker. Raymond Decker, I think, is the person who's highly responsible for what we call now the Dutch style kickboxing, which is just basically a flavor of Muay Thai. It's um it's a flavor of Muay Thai that takes more elements from boxing into it. Like a close they prefer a high guard this that closes off the head, and it's very aggressive. It's a very aggressive style. I like it. But it is I would still say it's Muay Thai. It's not a kickboxing style, a Dutch style kickboxing. Um, but Raymond, look up Raymond Decker, awesome white guy from the uh, 80s to 90s. He passed away, so but he is considered a legend in the Muay Thai world. Like he's probably one of the best fighters from outside Thailand who made Thai fighters respect fighters from outside of Thailand was Raymond Decker. Look him up. He said, and he just got drunk in fight. He wasn't straight edge. Oh, well, yeah. So I haven't heard of him, but I might Google that name after I get off of here. But yeah, look up Raymond Decker. He's a legend in Muay Thai and kickboxing. Angels is Akon. I look nothing like Akon. So if you think I look like Akon, you are smoking something strong because I look nothing like that dude. He looks heavily African. I'm not. Noah says I'm trying to see more MFs go, MFers go heavy on the discipline and take it into MMA like Tang or them karate dudes, Ioto, all that shit always be dope. So Tang and others. So the way One FC is set up, it so here's the thing: a lot of the Muay Thai purists don't want to go MMA because it's different. Not just because you can go to the ground in MMA, but you have to. It's not that. It's the fact that you have to fight differently in MMA versus Muay Thai. Like you in Muay Thai, you stand upright, and your stance is a very upright stance, right? But in MMA, you can't. That upright stance will get you easily scooped and taken down. So you have to adjust the way you fight. And for a lot of purists in Muay Thai, they don't like adjusting to going to the ground because in Muay Thai, you have it's against the rules of going to the ground because they can go to the ground if they wanted to, but for them, it's against their rules. Whereas with Chinese kickboxing, which is called Sanda, or um, used to be called Sancho, when I almost competed in it back in the '90s, it was called Sancho, but now it's called Sanda. It's Chinese kickboxing is very similar to Muay Thai, but they allow them to go to the ground. Muay Thai doesn't. Like if you go to the ground, you're disqualified. Um, so it's an adjustment for some knock Muay. Now some people have done it. Like I said, Jeff Chan had went from Muay Thai to like just pure Muay Thai to doing MMA. He's made that adjustments, but not everyone is comfortable with that. But Rodtang has done both Muay Thai and kickboxing. And like I said, the ONE FC encourages their fighters to go across the board with the different things like stamp fair taxes, competed in everything they had. Like she's done the Muay Thai, the kickboxing, and MMA. And I think she's captured belts in all three. And uh, I, I don't think she's well. I don't think she caught a belt in just the submission grappling because they have those are the four things they have in ONE FC is more just pure Muay Thai. Well, I won't say it's pure Muay Thai because they still use MMA gloves, and that changes the way you fight in Muay Thai when you switch from boxing gloves to MMA gloves. That's a whole different discussion. But they do Muay Thai with using MMA gloves, or they do kickboxing. Difference with kickboxing and Muay Thai, I don't want to get too much into it, but they're pretty much not allowed to clinch and arm bar and all that sort of all the basically what separates Muay Thai from from kickboxing is the use of like the elbows and the stand up clinch and the stand up grappling, which we call clinch work. Um, so that separates it from kickboxing. And then they also have the MMA and the submission grappling. So ONE FC fighters are encouraged to go to compete in all of those different things. Um, the karate guy Yodo, he and some other karatekas have put some respect on karate's name in MMA. So much so now that MMA has actually, so MMA likes to borrow stuff from very useful martial arts, whether they're traditional or modern. And they've borrowed from traditional karate. So now you see people in MMA who haven't even trained in karate now using the blitz. The blitz is a technique that came strictly out of karate. It's sort of like where they rush you. It's like with a bunch of flurries of attacks. So because people from karate were able to use the karate blitz against other MMA fighters, not who were caught unaware with it. There's actually now some MMA fighters using the karate blitz in the MMA because now they're starting to call it the MMA blitz, but it started in traditional karate, and it was used by people like um, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Ioto and folks like that. Um, No says I ain't never watched too much kickboxing besides Pereira. He's the one that made me look into it. Well, kickboxing is awesome. You should look into it. Like Glory Kickboxing is good. Like I said, ONE FC. And I watch those. I don't like, to be honest, I don't like UFC that much. I think that most of those people there are horrible strikers. I think most of them come from either a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu or collegiate wrestling background. And then they just learn a little bit of striking to even themselves out, which is why they look so clumsy when they fight because all they know how to do is grapple, which is cool. But while you're standing up, like they have no finesse whatsoever. They don't have the finesse of a striker, and it's apparent. Whereas the ONE FC fighters, almost all of them come from a Muay Thai or kickboxing background, so they have more finesse as strikers. So I'm biased towards the strikers than the grapplers, and I'm just gonna say it. I think striking is more useful on the streets. There, there. I think there's a plus there like in boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai. I think the learning curve is shorter than Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and becoming useful. I think a person who goes to a traditional boxing gym, a kickboxing gym, or a Muay Thai gym, or MMA as well, they should be effect. They can be effective at defending themselves probably within at least 3 months. Um, I think it's going to take a little bit longer with, like, say, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu or wrestling. I think it's going to take you about 6 months or so. And then with traditional martial arts, it takes way too long. I think with traditional martial arts like karate, kung fu, taekwondo, it's going to take like at least 2 years before you are probably able to use it usefully So that smaller that shorter learning curve in like the in like the striking combat sports, I think gives them an edge. However, you still should probably round yourself out with some grappling skills as well. Who did it well in the UFC? There's quite a few. So who's the Nigerian guy? Well, first let me say Francis. How do you say his name? Ngenu. He's awesome. Like I said, that one Nigerian guy, his name starts with a O. He's good because he started off kickboxing before he went to MMA and UFC. So he's pretty good, a good striker. Francis Ngannou, he's pretty awesome as a striker. He went off to do boxing. Conor McGregor, of course. Um, um, and Anderson Silva, obviously. He's from my background and the the Inosanto martial arts like John Fanjikundo, Muay Thai, Salat, Filipino martial arts, that sort of thing. But anyway, that was my that wasn't my original topic, but I didn't mind entertaining that because, like I said, this live stream was just talking about like my future plans with some videos coming up. Yeah, I'm not flipping for anybody. Dirtiest beef. Hit a super chat if you want. Don't ask me to do outrageous stuff unless you hitting a super chat or a super thanks or a super sticker or leaving a cash app. So, and I've told you that every single time you came on here. So I don't know why you think that's gonna change. Anyway, so I'm gonna go, guys. But again, this was just me, you know, vocalizing ideas and plans for future streams where I plan on doing some interviews with some local folks in the Philippines and maybe some other places. And like I said, some of these girls will be, girls who've had harder lives, and I'll let them be able to talk about their lives. And any of the super donations or super thanks or super stickers I get in those live streams will go directly to them, whereas my only payment will just be the benefit of getting more viewers, more subscribers, more likes, more watchable hours. Um, that would be my rewards, and I've told them that up front. So I had initial plans to have someone on tonight, but she changed her mind, but which is fine. But I'll probably find some other people. And like I said, if it's a good turnout, I'm gonna start doing a lot of those. If there's a good turnout on that, so we'll see. And like I said, if guys have questions on what I said earlier about like the type of Filipinas they should choose to date, um, like, and I'm talking about long term dating. I'm not talking about getting your rocks off, but I'm talking about if people want information on the type of girls that might make better women, I can give them information on that too. But check this out on the replay. The vibe is very it's very good. Like there's a reason that a lot of people look for Filipino wives. But like I said, you just have to separate the wheat from the chaff, and it is all deals with the selection process. Like I said, I might do a whole video on that, but if I do, I'm probably going to bring on someone to be on the channel with me to talk about that. So we'll see. So that could be a topic for another day as well. But like I said, if I do that topic specifically on choosing the right sort of Filipina, I'd rather have a Filipina on here with me to talk about that. or even a Filipino dude, to so he can give some insight to from his view of like what foreign men should be looking out for, because they do have some thoughts on that. Trust me, they it's always wise if you're going to visit another country to make friends with some of the local cats in those countries because they can put you on game. So, having said that, guys, I'm gonna go. Again, if you have any other thoughts, questions, concerns, criticisms, put in the comment section. Check out this on replay if you just came on and just saw this. But other than that, I'm gonna go. If you have any more questions on me, it's talking about martial arts. I have no. I have tons of videos um, with me talking about martial arts myths, martial arts techniques, some of me doing some of my training. Unfortunately, I haven't loaded some of the best stuff I've done training because at the time I wasn't a content creator. But I have some stuff up there, and I have like stuff talking about different facts as it pertains to martial arts and myths. So if you're interested, check that out. It's in I have all those um, sectioned off. I have one called martial arts training and another one called martial arts myths. Then I have stuff about just traveling, so you can check that out too if you want to see. I so you see me talk about that, and I actually did an interview with a Filipino long time ago. It's actually my very first live stream. So if you want to check that out, my very first live stream I did with a lady named Marie at the YouTube channel Glam Lux. We talked for about 2 or 3 hours just talking about dating Filipinas and stuff like that. So if you're interested, check that out. But I appreciate you coming back. All right, bro. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you later.